This is the Shepherd from We Love Metal, and we're talking to Marcos today, Shattered Sun, on the phone. Thanks for taking the time with us.
No problem, man. Hope everybody's doing good.
Excellent. Well, we're bracing for a monster snowstorm up here. We're about 10 miles outside of Wisconsin. You're in Alice, Texas, is that right?
Yeah, we're in Alice right now, South Texas, and it's actually just starting to get cold over here, so we're ready for some turkey and football, you know what I mean? Yeah.
Amen. Yeah, definitely. Are you Cowboys fans, or am I just generalizing because it's Texas?
No, I'm actually a huge diehard Cowboys fan. It's been a tough season, man, going from moving to the Packers and the divisional round, last year, and then we kind of went into this season thinking it was going to be, a landmark season for us, and it's just been a damn spiral, down and down and down, and it's honestly been quite depressing to be quite honest with you, but still support my team, and I'm looking forward to maybe we can pull a miracle out, but I don't know if that's going to happen for us this year.
Well, you do got to support your team. I'm a Raiders fan, so I've been down for over a decade. So.
Yeah. My manager Chuck Billy from Testament, huge Raider fan, so I'm constantly getting text messages from him about my team and this and that, and the Raiders and you guys as quarterback. So congrats to all the success you guys have had this year.
Yeah, we're getting better. That's maybe a good place to jump off here as we talk about Shattered Sun. You guys, I would sure think that you feel blessed to have had such a great relationship with Chuck Billy. What has he done for you? What that's experience been like for you?
When we first got with Chuck, man, I remember, that first day that we met him, we were just, so nervous, man. And so, we really didn't know what to say. We really didn't know, how to react. So all we really did was, hey, let's bring him down to Texas and really show him what we're about. We performed for him and for Johnny and Maria in a little living room in our studio, and cooked up some barbecue in, and since day one he's really fulfilled that mentor role. You know what I mean? As far as being there every step we take, letting us know about that step, letting us know if we're going to take a step back, from just everything in the record, industry, us being new to this, and then even, stuff as far as, how to keep our bodies, prepared for transitioning to not touring so much to touring constantly. So he's definitely been a vital part to our success, and we, without him, without all of Breaking Bands, I think we would be living a completely different life right now, and it's really an honor to be working with such great people like those guys.
You guys did a nice job of paying tribute to them with the Return to Serenity. You guys definitely took it in a different direction, though. Can you talk about how your attack mode was for that song?
Yeah, we knew we wanted to cover a song. We were throwing around a lot of ideas, and when we were going to do that one, Johnny was just like, hey, let's get in there, let's do it. And I was like, well, let's talk to Chuck first, and let's see what Chuck thinks. And he was like, no, screw that. Get in there, record it, knock it out of the park, and then we'll send it to Chuck. So basically what we did is we studied the song. We took about a week on it. We studied it very well, and tried to put our spin on it, but at the same time still, understand and pay homage that this is a Testament song. You don't want to step over lines, like it'd be blasphemy to put like turntables or some shit like that and be a Testament song. But we tried to stay real true. And once we finished, I think Chuck was on tour. I can't remember where. I want to say Italy or somewhere. And we sent it to him kind of as a surprise. Just kind of hit him with it and see what he thought. And he didn't respond back for about 3 hours. Well, they come to find out that he listened to it with all of Testament in the bus, and they all kind of gave us their thumbs up and allowed us to put it on the album. And it's really what it means to us is just paying tribute to a band that not only we look up to and idolize, but being able to tour with treat them every day. That's everything that we want to be. So, man, we soaked it up, man, and we learned as much as we could from those veterans. It was just us paying tribute to, one of the best thrash bands in history.
Hope Within Hatred is a dynamic album in the way that you guys really go hard sometimes and just bash it out. But I got to say, melody must matter to you as well, because certain songs, 281 and Burning Regrets and things like that, you can really go to a different level. Was that orchestrated that way, or did it just kind of organically happen?
You know what? It kind of just happened. You know what I mean? Because throughout the whole first stages of Hope Within Hatred, we didn't have Chuck, we didn't have Johnny, we didn't have Maria. So we were just kind of going off of, we need to do something to make a mark here. And we had no idea we were going to, wind up where we were with Victory, with Breaking Bands. We just said, hey, this is what we do good, and let's try and amplify it. You know what I mean? And between us and our producer, Robert Belton, we just kind of took our strong points and just amplified those things by 1,000. You know what I mean? And that just kind of happens to be one of those things that we've always wanted to do, be more melodic and actually execute it the right way. But, it never really, come to light. But I guess if you put the circumstances, behind it and basically really light the fire under your ass, and say, hey, you either make a mark in this, or, you're going back to the oil field and that's it. So that was kind of a motivation to really make everything as great as it could possibly be, because there was no guarantee of tomorrow. At that point, we were going to put everything we had into Hope Within Hatred and swing for the fences, and if it hit, great, and if it didn't, well, we were all planning on going back to the oil field. Thank God that, it landed on Maria Ferrero's desk, because, like I said earlier, we'd be living a completely different life right now.
Well, Hope Within Hatred is a tremendous album, and you guys have been on the road a lot. I know I had planned on actually interviewing you guys during the Mayhem Festival in Milwaukee, and you had a little bit of vehicle trouble. And then a couple of weeks ago, was it last week, maybe Ringgold, Wisconsin was another stop that I'd hoped to see you guys on and didn't get a chance to. But you guys have done something I think is pretty proactive. You have, and I want to make sure that the fans hear this, and we'll post this link. You have a GoFund link right now, right, to get you guys back on tour. Can you talk about that so fans can help out?
Yeah, basically, we've always kind of prided ourselves on doing things ourselves and finding the right way ourselves, and never having to really ask for help. You know what I mean? Just blood, sweat, and tears, and gritting through it. And this year, we've been on the road, since we signed with Victory. 3 major tours and 50 shows in between each of those tours. You know what I mean? So we racked up about 70,000-80,000 miles on our 1996 van, and I guess we finished up the first leg of the tour, and throughout that first leg, we had broke our trailer like 3 times. So each one of those times was about $600 and up. So after that, and once we got to our 4th time breaking it, the guy told us, hey, you got to work the axle. You either need to upgrade to a new trailer right now, or, tour's over. You know what I mean? So we kind of took the mindset, we were stuck in a little city, and we decided, screw it. Who cares? Let's buy it. Let's just keep going. And we kept going, and once we got onto the second leg of the tour with Crowbar, then our transmission started jumping. And when we took it in, it just turned into you're not going to be able to get out of here without making a very, very, very major investment in steerage. And we were literally in a bank about to sign a business loan to stick ourselves in the hole, and then we kind of just had to back up and say, what are we doing here? We're really we're putting ourselves in a really bad spot. So basically, through our management and through us and through Victory, it was kind of just, hey, there was nothing we could do but go home. And to us, that was just like the ultimate, knife in the side, because we're trying to establish ourselves as road supporters hear it. It just seemed like we couldn't catch a break on that tour, and everything just kind of fell apart. And when we came home, really, depressed and just out of it, man. We didn't want to leave, and a lot of our fans started reaching out, asking to help, and we kind of put together a game plan with our management and with Victory, and figured out how to get a new van, so we could get back on the road in January. And we have a couple of big tours pending, but we can't accept it until we get this van situation squared away. So we set up a GoFundMe account. It's up on our Facebook, up on our Instagram, up on our Twitter. Anything helps. $20, $10, $1, 50 cents. I don't care. All donations are appreciated, and you guys can really help us, and take claim, to the fact that you guys are the ones who helped us get back on the road. And any donations are appreciated. We're just very thankful to have a fan base as supportive as the one we have.
Yeah, and you do. And I want to say to our readers that are going to listen to this, I went online today and made a small contribution, and I don't say that to brag. What I'm saying is, just to repeat, if you want bands to come around, quality bands in Shattered Sun, you guys are really, really rising. We need to have that happen. So this is not you're not getting anything in return. It's a tough thing. And I know you don't want to talk about business all for the whole time. So let's go back to the album. With what's going on right now in the wake of violence in Europe and such, I've got to admit I'm very depressed about how the hate and fear seems to be controlling people's lives and the things that they say. And it made me think about a couple of your songs, Waging War and maybe No Sympathy. Does that fit in with what your message was in those songs?
Yeah, exactly, man. And the crazy thing is, I was laying in bed, the other day, and those kind of seeing this thing kind of unfold, and man, it kind of just gets you, because as much of the things that I say on the album, I'm kind of telling people, wake up before it gets there. And I just couldn't help but think, laying down in the bed, man, it's here, it's, we're living in it. And I say it a lot on the album, man, like, if everybody wants to live, in this fear and live in this, time and age where the media and social media and everything are controlling kind of all aspects of the human imagination, it's just kind of taken over, and the more people buy into it, the more it's kind of selling us down the river, man. And I'm very, very, very sad, and for everything that happened, in Europe, and a lot of bands kind of looked at that and said, man, that could have been us. You know what I mean? That merch guy, that could have been my girlfriend that sells merch for us, been selling merch for us for 7 years. It could have been our light guy, it could have been our sound guy, it could have been any of our fans. It's just a scary thing. It's a scary world we live in. But it's funny that you said that about the song, because I was thinking about that the other night, and just kind of thinking how, when I was writing it thinking, man, hopefully, one day this big thing doesn't happen, that pushes people over the edge. And, unfortunately, I kind of think that it's happened, and it's kind of sad to see. I just hope that people still remember, that there is hope within hatred. There is hope in tomorrow. There is hope in the future. You just can't sell us down the river like that, just because individually you're scared. We have to rise up as a race. You know what I mean? As a human race, rise up together and understand that there is hope for a better place in this world. It might not be apparent right now, but there is.
That's so unique, though, in heavy metal with all the negativity. And I'm a metal guy, you're a metal guy, but I think that's one of the things that really stands out about Shattered Sun, is that you guys have that different approach. And it's funny because you don't lack any ability to stomp, because you guys go off when you want to go off, and it's full power music, but there's a lot of depth. There's so much depth to the lyrics, and I find that very attractive. And I wanted to ask you one more question, one more song in particular, and if it's too close to the heart, by all means just tell me to screw off. But Burning Regrets, and I had heard some things about how that was very personal with some of the things you'd had going on with your family. You know, this album is very personal, isn't it?
Yeah, it was kind of one of those things where I remember, being in the studio and kind of hearing that song, and songs kind of really take you places in your head. You know what I mean? Like the first time I heard, Hope with an Hatred, the title track, I was thinking, man, like if I just put together the right words and the right message, like in my head where this is going, it's going to be great. And I felt that same way towards Burning Regrets. And I remember my initial thought when I was hearing the song, just by itself, no lyrics on it, I felt guilty. Like it made me feel really guilty. And it took me back to a place where my grandmother was diagnosed with cancer, and at the time I was young and I was stupid. And what it did is it kind of pushed me in the direction that you don't want to go in, distancing people, using controlled substances to numb your emotion, and just kind of think, oh, you know what, this is just a bad dream, and one minute I'm gonna get high and all this is gonna go away and fuck everybody, you know what I mean? And I did that for so long, and I remember just pushing so many people away and not being there for my grandmother until it was absolutely too late. And I remember being in the hospital room with her and her telling me, that she knew that I had a talent in this and she wanted me to pursue it. And I remember I couldn't even speak because I felt so guilty. I felt like the biggest piece of shit in the world. And when she passed away, I made her the promise that day that I would, never thinking that it would turn into this. I just kind of said it to make her feel better. And I guess when it came time to put the lyrics to the song, I just wanted to apologize. I really wanted to apologize. Even though she might never hear it, or even though, nobody might ever know what I'm talking about. The most important thing to me was that I was saying my apology and getting it off of my chest. You know what I mean? And there's things in life that you can't get back, and that was one of the things that I'll never be able to get back. And I figured, if I put this song out, maybe some way, somehow, she'd hear it and understand, So that's really deep and really personal, but I know there's a lot of people out there that have felt the same way and wish that they could have things back that they really can't,
Well, thank you, though, for sharing that with our fans. I think just sharing it in general, it obviously was cathartic for you and emotional, but I'm sure that she's got to be very proud of what you've done. And like I said, that's one of the neatest things about this album is it just touches on a lot of things emotionally, globally, politically, but yet it still just kicks ass when you want to kick ass. And that, I don't think there's a lot of bands out there like that. Do you guys feel like you have the right style and the right sound to be a lasting force in music?
That was always the goal when we went in to write this album. We started thinking of longevity and what makes a band last. What pushes a band through the years. And I think the bands that are able to execute what we execute, like how you say, can be melodic, we can be deep, we can also thrash out with the best of them, and we can be the best of all worlds. And I think when I think of bands like that, I think of the biggest bands in the world, the Metallicas, the Megadeths, the Iron Maidens, the Panteras, you know what I mean? And those are all our influences. But by no means am I comparing ourselves to them. But when I think of the bands that can do all those things the best, those are the bands that stood the test of time. And that is exactly what we're trying to embody. So it might be a little far-fetched and cocky for me to say this, but, I completely believe in those guys and believe in what we're doing here. And we will be a force in this music industry. We just gotta get back out there on the road, man, and keep doing what we're doing. Just keep grinding away. And I think the road's there for us with the team that we have and the label that we have. I mean, sky's the limit.
Oh, I think you've got it too, and I hope that this, this bump that you're going through right now, you sure sound like you're handling it professionally and just knowing that it's temporary, and don't let it be, the end of something that is really starting to build nicely. Because time by month after month, I start to encounter a few more people that I've heard of them, and that's how it works. So, well, in closing, is there anything else you'd like to say to your fans here while we have a couple minutes?
I would really just like to say thank you. And man, I know what it's like to be the guy that plays to nobody. I know what it's like to be the guy that puts up a post with all your heart and soul on social media, and nobody be there to click the like button or to share it or to listen to it. I know what it's like to be that guy, and I know what it's like to push through that and embrace a different kind of life, and to see the fans that have followed us from being nothing, nobody, freaking a band playing on Thursday night at an empty bar in our local town, to basically turning into hometown heroes and being out there on the road representing where we come from. Just huge thanks, man. And right now we need you more than ever. And if you can donate anything you can to us to get us back out on the road, it'd be greatly appreciated, and we'll be forever grateful. And I just want to say thank you to you. I want to say thank you to everybody out there who supported us and who continues to support us.
We definitely will. This is Shepard from We Love Metal. We're talking to Marcos here from Shattered Sun, and we're going to close it here and just ask that you guys, we'll post that link on our site, and if you haven't heard Shattered Sun, do yourself a favor and get out there, buy the album. Don't just stream it. Go get it. Support people. That's what we should be doing as fans anyway. And when you guys come to Wisconsin, like I said, my wife and I will buy the beer and have a good time.
Oh, yeah, trust me, we got the barbecue, so we're ready to do this party.
All right. Marcos, thanks so much for your time, and good luck. And I sure hope we'll see you down the line here, whether it be Chicago or Milwaukee or even more north. We Love Metal is going to be with you guys for a long time. Thanks for what you do.
Thank you, man. I appreciate it. Look forward to seeing you soon, brother.
All right, thanks. Bye now.